As we're back on the Genko ping ball, I thought I'd start off this time with another coin mechanism. You might be familiar with it. It's very similar to the ones you find on pool tables, except usually they've got 4 or 5 slots across here, haven't they? You know, for different denominations. But this one is set up to accept tokens, and these are the tokens. I think they're actually a similar size to the American quarter. I haven't got a quarter in front of me to know that, but they'll certainly accept the token. Okay, see, it's dropped it out the bottom. They're quite complicated mechanisms, what they are, but I found if I move this up, if you look at this area here just behind the spring, let's actually put a token in it so you can see what I mean. As it comes up now, it's gone past, it's accepted it, but you see how that moves out of the way. When I got this, it kept jamming up halfway, and the reason it was jamming up is because this bracket here wasn't moving out far enough, so this piece of metal that goes past it couldn't go through. It's like a ratchet, a sort of pull, isn't it, really? It took me quite a while to figure out how you adjust that, and it turns out it's this screw on this side here. I need to tighten the nut down, but you can wind it in or out, and that will influence how much that will move out of the way. For instance, if we put, say, a 10p in, which rightfully it won't accept, which is what we want. They asked me 10p. It just locks, it just brings the 10p straight back, won't accept it. Once they put one in, I don't know how they're going to get it out. They're going to need very, very sharp nails. But a token, no problem, goes through every time. But I'll say, when I got it, it kept jamming up, and not a lot you can do about that, is there really, except try and figure out why it's jamming up. So if you ever get one of these and it's sticking on this point here, it's this adjustment screw on the left. In fact, I think that is the only adjustment there is on this. You know, it's set up for what it's set up for, isn't it, really? And these increasingly are harder and harder to find, because most coin mechs now have gone over to digital ones, haven't they? And far more sophisticated, and they check the weight and everything else. But the fact that this won't accept a 10p is great. It's not going to accept a 5p. A 2p will be too big. And the reason why I want it set up on tokens, because this particular pinball I'm going to take into work to help raise money for Great Ormond Street. And I thought, being as it's a 1930s pinball, it'll be a bit of a pull, won't it? And especially for youngsters. And they can decide themselves, their end, what price they're going to charge for a token, whether it be 20p or 10p. I don't know how they're going to do it. But it also means they haven't got a deal in cash particularly, have they? So that should work out quite well. So this is the Essex Simplex. Simplex. Essex Engineering, actually, they're based in London. They make lots of these. The most common one has got, as I say, lots of slots for different coins across here, and they're going vertically, but this one's horizontal. But it works very well indeed. And as I say, although it jammed up when I first got it, it didn't take me too long to figure it out. The other thing that's been changed on it, you see this piece here, whatever it was put in, they cut it down to fit the particular vending machine they were using. Well, that's not a problem for me, because I notice there's a hole there that's got a thread in it. I can make another one, and if this isn't short, if this is a little bit on the short side, I'll just make an extension bracket or alter within the machine just slightly, just so that the two are in contact at the right point. Because effectively all these do is, when you put your token in and you push forward and it accepts it, this extends a long way. That's why I've got this very long spring, and the end of that will push a button inside the machine to start it. That's how it works. Simpler than you think. There you go, the Simplex coin acceptor. And I think in the last video I talked about the Asahi one, which I think originally was an American one, but the Chinese or the Japanese, don't know which, replicated it, probably the Chinese, and they're mechanical coin mechs as well. I actually like the mechanical ones. I've got a couple of more comprehensive ones that, you know, got a brain in them, so you literally teach it what coins it should accept. You put 5 or 6 say pound coins in it, and once it's accepted them all, that's it, it's programmed. So anybody comes along, puts a pound in, unless it's very odd, it should accept it, and you can decide, you know, how much it is a go, £2, 40p, whatever it happens to be, the coin will accept it. So they are more sophisticated, but I rather like these mechanical ones. They're more in keeping with early machines, and this one I think will actually look very good on the Genko. The one that came with it didn't work, it was beyond help. But this is very similar to it, albeit that it's not in chrome, but you know, if it came to it, I could have it chrome, but I think it's okay as it is. And the fact that it accepts effectively an American quarter is also very in keeping with it, because of course the machine was made in Chicago. That's the Essex Simplex. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.